Amazon announced today he is stepping down. Jeff Bezos will leave his position as CEO later this year to become executive chairman. In a memo to staff, Bezos said he plans to focus on new products and early initiatives at the company. Replacing Bezos as CEO will be Andy Jassy, who runs the company's cloud computing business. Joining us now to talk about what this means for the company and also for the consumer is Sharice Jones, reporter for USA Today, covering retail and workplace issues. Sharice, great to have you on a busy news day. This one jumped right up near the top. Where does it rank for you on the business Richter scale?
I think it's at about an 8. I don't think it was totally unpredicted, but certainly it's culturally significant when someone who is the founder of a company as big and iconic as Amazon moves into a new position and passes the baton.
What do you make of the timing of it, Sharice?
You know, he has been kind of stepping away from the day-to-day of Amazon for several years. He moved back into it a little bit during the pandemic, but he's been concentrating on Blue Origin, which is his private space company. He owns the Washington Post. And so this is something that he's been moving toward for quite a while. And I guess that it was just time for him to finally take that leap.
Are we to make much of what's happening with a lot of the founders of these big tech companies? As I understand it, or at least in my quick research today, Zuckerberg's really the only one left who's running these big companies who founded it.
I think that, big tech is under a lot of scrutiny, obviously, right now, and that could be factoring in a little bit. But I also think that they start these companies, they do what they feel that they can do, and then they want to do something different, whether it's philanthropic or starting a new corporate venture, and usually they have a team in place to continue to execute their vision. So I don't think that there's some grand master plan, even though they certainly are getting scrutinized in a way they haven't been before, and that might make some of them say it's time to move into something different.
Yeah, he started it 27 years ago, and it's basically changed the way we all live. How do you think he'll be remembered? What's his legacy with this company?
He has basically reshaped the retail sector. I mean, he didn't start online shopping, but Amazon has become the baseline that everyone is measured against. And there are so many iconic companies that you thought would be around forever that have been left by the wayside. So he was inventive, he was innovative, and he's going to continue to be innovative. He's going to be thinking of new ideas in this new role. He's got these other ventures going, so he's going to still play a role in our culture, but he has definitely reshaped the way we shop, the way we buy, and the way retail works in this country and in the culture.
Well, there wasn't much said, as we discussed, about this plan, or even a succession plan for that matter, but when that was discussed, Andy Jassy was certainly considered a front runner. What challenges do you think he faces moving forward?
I mean, I think with Amazon, again, because all the tech companies are being looked at in terms of how they suppress competition, there's been a lot of controversy around the way workers are treated by Amazon. They refute those allegations, but especially during the pandemic, people have complained about wages and protections. So this is something that he's going to have to continue to focus on. But I'm sure he's going to continue the direction that Jeff Bezos established to begin with, and he's going to be on the sidelines giving guidance and input along the way.
So I'm sure people watching are wondering, how will this change not only the company, but how we all interact with it? Do you expect anything different?
I don't, because I think that Andy Jassy has been such an integral part of the company up to now. He oversees the cloud computing services, which is one of their most successful businesses within Amazon. So I think that he's been really prepped. He's been the heir apparent that people have been talking about for several years. So I don't see any big change in direction at the moment. I think it's going to continue when the momentum is there. They made more than $100 billion in sales in the last quarter. I mean, they are so dominant in the culture. I don't see them going in a radically new direction.
Well, we have just 30 seconds left. I'm curious what else you're working on, or anything you want to leave us with before we go.
Oh my goodness, we're still dealing with the pandemic and all of the issues around that in terms of employment and health, and just how our culture's in this real kind of pivotal moment politically and in terms of the global health crisis. So it's been busy, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, Sharice Jones from the USA Today, again, covering retail and workplace issues. It's great to have you with us tonight on News Nation. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.